Go. Hustle Decoded. Go.
Live once again, middle of the week. Let's go.
Hustle Decoded.
Get into the chat room, say what's up. Few more minutes, seconds I should say, before we get right into it.
Hustle Decoded. This is the Hustle Decoded.
Hustle Decoded.
Go.
This is the Hustle Decoded. Entrepreneurship from the ground up.
Hustle Decoded.
Got a lot going for you. Got a lot going on, a lot that we want to get into today. Hope you had a great week. Get into the live stream if you haven't had a chance. Get into the chat, say hello.
Go. This is the Hustle Decoded. Hustle Decoded.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, like I mentioned, this is the Hustle Decoded, entrepreneurship from the ground up. Gonna be an interesting one today. So, this is your first time here. My name is Kelvin. I'm the founder and CEO of the Hustle Decoded. And here on this channel, what we like to do is we like to talk about the fundamental life skills that you're going to need in order to get to the next level, whether it be in your personal life or your business life. Now, I would prefer that you have a business. We are going to be promoting businesses and starting a business on this site. But yeah, we want to talk about getting to the next level. Now, what we like to do during these live streams is I like to talk about the economic topics of the day, kind of give my commentary on what's going on in the economy, and then provide solutions as well as answer any questions that are in the chat in regards to some of these economic solutions for the future and the current entrepreneur. So, without further ado, everybody, good evening. Let's get right into it. But right before we do that, quick promotion. Again, welcome to the live stream. We do this Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be sure to join us. Also, if you haven't had an opportunity, every Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have Hustle School, Hustle Decoded. And we're doing the Mindset series. And during the mindset series, we just talk about different things, teaching you how the mind works and how we got to get your mind ready to run that business, get your mind ready to uh, hit that goal, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. We talk about decoding the mindset and why it's important. Last week we talked about the conscious and the subconscious mind. This Saturday we're going to be talking about attitude and why it's important. Lastly, if you haven't had an opportunity, please go over to the Facebook page, give it a like. There you can meet with future and current entrepreneurs working their way through their journey. That way you guys can help each other out, network, because networking is extremely important when starting a business, and help each other get to the next level. And with that, let's get into the economic topics of the day. Feds find a new challenge for the economy, workers who do not want to come back to their jobs. So, this is one of the unintended consequences that is taking place as a result of the the initial stimulus package that has taken place, that was given out by Congress. Meaning, they've when it came to unemployment benefits, the extra $600 a week on top of whatever the state minimum, or should I say maximum, unemployment requirement was, as a result of having that amount of money. And I'll just say, for an example, here in Arizona, I think the max is $240, no, regardless of what your pay is, and then adding an extra $600 on top of that per week puts you about $840 per week, which puts you at about $3,200 a month. And say, for instance, you're working at a fast food place, you're working at a bar, you're working at any place that's giving you minimum wage. At the end of the day, you're making more money from unemployment than you are going to work. So this is one of the catch-22s that our economy is facing. The other catch-22 is that you have some businesses that have taken the PPP payment protection program loan from the government, with the incentive that if they hired their employees back, that their loans would be forgiven. Well, they've taken these loans, and then you have this situation that's taking place here, and now these businesses, particularly small businesses, are running into huge problems. So again, these are the catch-22s that's taking place as a result of unemployment. I want to give a quick stimulus check update, second stimulus, I should say. To put it in summary, for the most part, the Democrats overwhelmingly passed a $3 trillion rescue package to send out a second stimulus package. Right now, it is being held in a Republican-controlled Senate, and in its current form, the Republicans said that they did not want to pass a second stimulus, at least initially. Looks like they're going to be warming up to it. They're probably going to be debating it over the next coming weeks. One of the things that I want you guys to keep in mind, and again, this is not a political show. This is not a political stream. This is not a political channel. However, it is political season, and this is part of the games that are being played. Let me be clear. No president, again, regardless of your political position, has ever survived high record unemployment going into their election year. This is one of the issues that we're having, and as a result, we'll have to see how the election turns out. But in the meantime, our economy is in shambles, and we'll talk about another topic that I do want to expand upon. But in a nutshell, the Republicans are debating it, and they are saying that it is likely that they're going to pass another coronavirus stimulus package bill, giving American people a second stimulus check. Not in its current form as it stands right now. Again, they're going to debate it, but I do believe that this is going to happen. And again, I'll explain it after the next slide. This one is interesting because, again, this talks mainly about the stock market. And one of the things that I did want to point out, and I'll point it out a little bit later in my commentary, but the stock market essentially is overvalued. And Jim Cramer is one of those leading individuals that are kind of saying the same thing. But one of the things that really stuck out in this article, not really anything that he said in between, because it was, to be honest, a lot of fluff. But one of the things that he did say was that, and I quote, "This market's ignoring what happens when the bountiful unemployment benefits and the Paycheck Protection Program run out over the summer, triggering a wave of small business bankruptcies." That is something that a lot of people either know or not really paying attention to. People are talking about this V-shaped recovery, which is a complete scam, and it's something that I'll have my commentary on all of this here shortly. And lastly, one of the things that stuck out to me, because again, we are about business on this channel. We are about starting businesses. Starting a business is going to be a better situation for you financially. And one of the articles that came out literally just today was that now is an incredible time to start a business, experts say, and here's how to seize the opportunity. And it goes to talk about identifying your customers and what kind of product that you're going to be putting out to people and things of that nature. And these are the things that you need to be worried about and talking about and thinking about right now. Really quickly, let's go into the live chat and see if anybody's there. See if anybody's saying what's up. If it's nobody, say what's going on, everybody. So far, I don't see anybody, but we're going to continue on. So this is what you need to understand in regards to the current situation that's going on. So the market or the economy is beginning to open back up in phases. Okay, we just had a Memorial Day weekend here in the United States, and you've seen what businesses were willing to do to open. I talked about this in my live stream. I talked in my live stream last week. Talked about, hey, what's going to take place if these businesses open up and they're not practicing the social distancing things that they said they were going to practice. Lo and behold, we get up into the Memorial Day weekend here in Arizona, for an example. Nightclubs were open, and Floyd Mayweather, somebody from Vegas, because Vegas is still closed, was at one of the nightclubs, and the nightclub was completely packed. No masks on, anything like that. So again, this was a situation or a question that I had asked last week, is where does the liability lie when it comes to a situation like this? When a company or a business says, hey, we're going to practice social distancing, we're going to do the masks, we're going to follow all the protocols and all this other stuff, but they do otherwise. They do the exact opposite. What's going to happen? Where does the liability lie? Does it lie on the company or does it lie on the customer? Open-ended question. But that's just one of the things. The other thing is a lot of people going to the beach, going to the lake, and all this other stuff. They were jam-packed. Again, and no social distancing taking place. It's an interesting thing. Economically, the only thing that people are spending, to be completely honest with you, is their stimulus check money and their unemployment money. There's still 33 million unemployed individuals out there. There's only 168 million people that are working, and out of 168 million people, there are 33 million people that are not working. That's an incredible number. On the pace that we're going on right now, there could currently be almost 40 to 45 million people not working. So that's something that people really need to realize, is that this thing really isn't over. There are going to be repercussions. We still haven't felt the full weight of what's taking place in the economy. And people, everybody's kind of got cabin fever right now. They've been stuck in the house, and Americans don't really have a good relationship with money. Let's just be honest. And what they're doing is they're going out and they're spending their money left and right. They're not saving. They're not really looking at the realities of what's taking place. And again, when I showed what Jim Cramer said on CNBC in regards to what people are not looking at, these are the things that people are not really realizing, is that what's going to happen when your unemployment runs out, what's going to happen when your stimulus check money runs out. Now you're going to feel the full weight of what's going to take place. That's why my prediction, and again, you've heard it here, you're going to hear it here first. My prediction is probably January, February 2021, there's going to be a fire sale everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. Things are already on sale. I'm already starting to see the dips in the real estate market by $10,000, $10,000 to $25,000 drops in some of the homes just around here in Arizona, as an example. But there's going to be a complete fire sale. Small businesses are going to continue to go out of business just for being closed this long, because they can't make up the losses. Because this is going to happen to the ones that are doing things correctly in terms of social distancing and things of that nature. Talked to somebody the other day who said they needed to get their nails done, couldn't wait, went into the nail salon when they opened back up, and went in there, saw somebody get up out of their seat or whatever, and another customer went to go sit down. There was no wiping that there was no alcohol wipes, or was no sanitation taking place prior to the next individual getting into that seat, and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, and that individual said she decided to leave, and I'm like, interesting. So again, nothing's really changed on the pandemic front. The only thing that's changed is that the economy has opened up, and in terms of the pandemic and the virus being real, that hasn't changed. As far as the rates going up or down, they're still going up. That hasn't changed. So it people really need to understand that this is going to be a long haul in terms of where we're going to go in the economy. So for my future entrepreneurs, you need to get ready now. You need to get ready now. There's no other way to put it. You need to save your money. Don't be fooled by what's going on out here. Don't be fooled and feel like you got this itch to want to go spend unnecessary money. You need to be saving every penny that you have, really. Second, you need to be if you aren't saving any money, or you feel like you need to spend any money, what you need to do is you need to get your credit cards in order, so that you have some padding in addition to your savings account, making sure that your bills are lowered so that your credit scores can increase and your credit card limits can increase, because the credit card companies are tightening up and restricting the credit cards as we speak. So this is something that you need to you need to buckle down and you need to focus. You also need to focus on managing money, and you need to skill up. You really need to skill up, because there's a lot of things that are happening in the background that we don't know about, and it's gonna trickle down. It's gonna trickle down, and it might be trickling down to you not having a job because you're hoping your employer has their bills in order. You see what's happening out there. You see what's happening at your current job. You know good and well that things aren't going the way that they normally do. You need to prepare. You need to focus, and you need to skill up and be ready for 2021, where you're able to leverage some of the things that are going to be happening. There's going to be a fire sale on commercial buildings. So if you're looking to do a brick and mortar business, those things are going to be on a fire sale. Why are they going to be on a fire sale? Because home based companies that have people that have the option of working at home, that is the new normal, and these buildings are not going to be reoccupied. Again, small businesses that are currently running, the ones that do not come out, that do not come out on the other side of this, unfortunately they're gonna be losing their businesses. Again, another opportunity for you to get a brick and mortar building if that's what you're looking for. Online based business, again, consumer behavior has changed. Okay, I talked about it last week. I probably talked about it before, but an online business, if you decide to do an online business, again, learn how to market, learn how to sell your stuff. If you are in a resale business, learn how to resell your stuff. There's other things out there besides Craigslist and besides eBay. There's OfferUp, there's Let It Go. There's so many different platforms that you can use in order to sell your talent or sell your items that you have on hand, or to just have an online store, period, and print on demand or have on demand or whatever the case may be. But you need to skill up and learn these things so that you can make it to make it to that next level at the end of the day. Okay. There's, like I said, cars are going to be on fire sale. They already are. Real estate. If you're talking about, owning a home, or if you have your business started, which again, we're going to be getting into all of this stuff a little bit into the summer, probably about next month is where we're going to start getting into the meat and potatoes of what this channel is really about. Real estate is going to be cheap. If you get your LLC or your holding company or your corporation in order, have it set up, you have your money in order, and things of that nature, real estate's going to be available. People buy homes, if you're not aware, people buy homes based on their businesses, and it's a complete write-off. It's because their business bought the home. It doesn't have to be a personal purchase. It can be bought by your business, and you can be working in that building and have a lot of that stuff written off as you're working in that home. So these are some of the things that you really need to be looking into. Brand new cars, like I had just mentioned, you can have a company car. Okay, if you have your LLC or your corporation or whatever the case may be, if you have those things, you're going to be able to have that as a company car, and you can use that. You can expense everything that happens with that car, the maintenance, the gas, you name it, because it's a company car. These are some of the things that you need to be setting yourself up for by February 2021. That's why we're going through that. That's why we're kind of going into this here pretty soon. But you need to focus. You need to double down on skilling up. You need to double down on whatever your business idea is. Don't be fooled by going out because everybody else is going out. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. the virus is still viable. There's still no vaccine. Uh, you know, I can go down the list. Nothing's changed. Sports is still not on TV. Okay? Disneyland is still not open. Yes, everybody's in talks and that's fine. But nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is the average Joe going out in pure ignorance and, because you feel as though you need to go out and spend money, spend, when this economy is going to take a dump. Okay? This economy is going to take a dump. People don't really understand. Look, those that survived the 2009 recession understand what the magnitude is to a point, but this is going to be worse than that. Never have we seen in our lifetimes an economy, global economies, just completely stop. Usually, yeah, there's some money going and this, that, and the other. No, you've got billion-dollar companies that have just stopped. Baseball should be going on right now. Basketball would be just on the verge of ending. It should be in the playoffs right now. The concession stands, the amount of fans that go to the games, billions and billions of dollars are being transferred through those stadiums and stuff like that. They're empty. Okay, that's a lot of money that's being lost. That's a lot of people fly in from other cities to come in and see their teams play against your team. That's a lifestyle for some people. Again, these are things that are the stadiums at the end of the day, they're empty. Okay, so you as a future entrepreneur, again, you need to buckle down. You need to focus. Don't get caught up in the fray of all the things that other people are doing out there and going out and trying to justify a reason for going out and doing all this stuff. Do your essential stuff and go back to your house. Because when it's all said and done, when everybody is kicking and screaming, when the unemployment runs out, when the stimulus check runs out and all that other stuff, while everybody's trying to figure out what to do, you can be on the other side. You can be the one that's leveraging the situation because you chose to buckle down and actually focus on your future as opposed to these other individuals who are not. So the goal here is for you to be the ultimate hustler. This is the hustle right here. This is the hustle. You need to focus. Get your business in order. If you don't hear anything else, you need to get your business in order. That V-shaped economy or V-shaped recovery that you keep hearing on TV, it's fake. It's fake. It's not real. Don't let these people convince you of what's taking place here. It's not real. The stock market being at an all-time, it's overvalued. There's too many people with gray hair that have said it's overvalued, and everybody is jumping the gun on this V-shaped recovery, this and that. It's fake. It's not real. You need to focus. You need to double down on the business that you're about to start. Get it going so that you can leverage this situation come February 2021. With that, let's get into the chat, man. AZ Gardner, what up? Again, if you haven't had an opportunity, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. If you like some of the stuff that we're talking about here, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you can get all the latest alerts on the live streams. Will, what up? Let's talk about let's talk to some people in the chat. And really quickly, I'm going to introduce something really quick and see if it works. Trying to improve every single week if I can on some of the technological things, if you will. It works. All right. So this is something that we're going to be doing on a regular basis here. You'll be able to see the chat, and I'll definitely be able to see the chat. Let me know if there's something that you think is cool or not. Again, Will, what up? AZ Gardner, what up? Let's answer some of these questions. It'll be interesting to determine who's negligent. If they get the right, once the losses start coming, we will see. I see both sides of the argument. Definitely. See, I see both sides of the argument as well. You took it upon yourself as the customer to walk into that business without a mask or whatever the case may be. You took it upon yourself not to protect yourself. But I also see the other side of the business. If the business is not following the protocols that they're supposed to be following because they're trying to get the dollar really quick, I can also see that being that backfiring as well. But the other thing that the company is facing is employee safety. That's another thing. If your company is not really practicing employee safety protocols and really enacting some of those things that they need to enact to keep employees safe, there's nothing out there that I can see where an employee can't sue their employer for failing to keep them safe. Again, where does the liabilities lie? Open-ended question. I see both sides. It's something to think about. Okay, still looking. Still not seeing anything else in the chat. If anybody has any questions or wants to contribute to today's topic, definitely contribute, man. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. There's things that you're thinking about, whether it's right now or you're thinking about it in the future or whatever. Again, let's talk about it, man. Don't be shy. Why people are possibly getting into the chat room. This is something that we do every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join us. We talk about the economic topics of the day. We talk about the solutions and some of the things that future and current entrepreneurs could be doing in order to leverage the situation that's going on today and tomorrow. Also, be sure to join us on Saturdays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we are going over the mindset series, the Mindset Decoded. Last week we talked about the conscious and the subconscious mind and how those two things work together. This week we're going to be talking about attitude and why that is absolutely important when it comes to your mindset. Lastly, if you haven't had an opportunity, please go over to the Facebook page, Hustle Decoded. Give us a like. Join the page. There you'll be able to interact with current and future entrepreneurs looking to network, connect, chat with each other. This gives you an opportunity to network. Networking is extremely important when it comes to starting your business. What we talk about here at The Hustle is getting your business going. We are about that business here at The Hustle Decoded. All right. So what do you guys think about this little interface here, man, where I can see the chat and all that stuff? Just something I'm messing with. I might be messing with it a little bit more. Just to see how it works, just to see how it works. Kiana, what up? I see you. Appreciate you dropping by. So, again, if you guys are just joining us or you've been in the chat for a little bit, please do me a favor and like the page really quick. It's really going to help us get boosted onto these recommendations, man. We need to get this channel to grow. We need to go to the next level. Got 17 subscribers right now. Really shooting for 20. That'd be awesome. All right. But again, one of the things I really want to harp on is the fact that you guys really need to get your stuff in order for the next 7 to 8 months, man. You really need to get your stuff in order. I can't stress that enough. There's a lot of people out here wilding at the end of the day. You need to be focused as a future entrepreneur. I know, I've known Kiana for a while as an example. We've been in different groups coding. We've taught ourselves how to code. I've gotten jobs as a result of coding, but that's just one of the skills that's in my back pocket. You guys need to be having skills also in your back pocket. There's things that there's things that you can do, or things that you do on the side in addition to your job. You need to be working on that stuff and perfecting that stuff and using that skill as a means to make more money. You need to leverage those skills during this time. You need to get better at those skills during this time, because again, come January, February 2021, when everybody's unemployment money has run out, when the stimulus check money has run out, why everybody's screaming in the streets, you're going to be straight. You're going to be the one that's picking up that house for little to no money, picking up that car for little to no money. And if you do it right with an LLC or a corporation, you can buy those things under your business and you can have all of those things written off. So these are the things that I'm really trying to get you guys to really understand, especially with what's going on. And again, just to harp on it just a little bit more, the stock market, if you guys look at that stuff, it's not real. There's 33 million people that are unemployed. There's only 168 million people in this country that work. Okay, and that's from an employee standpoint. There's small businesses, there's corporations, all that other stuff. I get that. But 168 million people that are employed, there's 33 million of those individuals that are not working right now. The stocks are not real. There will be another crash. A lot of billionaires are saying that it's overvalued. Keep all of this stuff in mind. It's not real, because once all of this stuff runs out, then we're going to see the real of what's going on. And you need to be focused on your stuff. I can't say that enough. You need to be focused during this time. Yeah, Keon, I'm glad you made it to the stream too, man. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, the market is completely overvalued. It's completely fake. Um, you have a lot of these companies that have gotten bailed out, as an example, but they're still firing their employees and they're not paying as much payroll. So that kind of inflates the market a little bit. One of the things that people are also not understanding is that the Fed is propping up the market too, because again, a lot of these companies got these bailouts. So again, when things really start hitting the fan, we talked about it last week of some of the things that are some of the companies that are, closing and things like that right now, but we haven't really seen what's next and what's to come. I'll probably bring it up in the next live stream next week, as a matter of fact, and talk about what some of these economists are saying, because what they are getting into is they are saying that they could see as many as 40 million small businesses going under due to this crisis. And just to put that into perspective, only 1.8 million small businesses went under during the Great Recession of 2009. So just to keep all of that into perspective, I mean, this is big, but it doesn't mean that you don't have an opportunity here to level up while everybody is spending their money left and right. And if you are going to spend money on your business, spend money on investing in yourself and getting your skills up, and all of this stuff. These are things that you need to work on. And let's be honest, if you work for a company, you are because everybody's affected economically, let's be honest. But if you work for a company, what you're doing right now is you're hoping that that company has their books in order. That's really what it boils down to. Okay, you're just hoping that they have their ducks in a row. So don't rely on anybody. This is time where you can start working on yourself. You have to get that mindset of just focusing. Why there's a lot of people doing things that are pretty much irresponsible. That's really what I'm going to boil it down to. But you need to focus and get your stuff done. I'll go back to this article really, really quickly if you guys haven't had an opportunity. This article came out today, and it was saying that now is an incredible time to start a business, and talked about some of the ways that you can seize the opportunity for that business. It talks about things like figuring out the who, what, where, who your customers are, where do the customers spend their time, the best products to send to your customers, things of that nature. These are the type of things that you need to be working on right now. What are you good at? Who are the people that you're going to be targeting? What product can you service them with? And it doesn't matter what it is. I know that a lot of people on YouTube do the course thing. I'm doing the course thing, but that's not, you don't have to do that. There's so many different things. I'm a gardener, and we sell plants. I got over 32 fruit trees in my backyard, right? AZ Gardener, I see you. Same thing. We sell trees. That's what we do. We sell some of the plants that we know how to sell. It's real, and it makes really good money. But whatever your talent is, if you know how to bake cookies, if you know how to sew masks, if you know how to whatever your talent is, if you know how to teach, my talent is teaching as well. Taking very complicated subjects and breaking it down to very simple things for the quote unquote average person, if you will. Harp on those talents and get those skills up, man. Really key in on what it is that you're good at and monetize those things, man, because those things are going to be important in this new economy. So let's get back into the chat room really, really quickly. Fallout next year will be real. Yeah, it's gonna be something. I mean, again, I know somebody, one of my friends works at the ports in Los Angeles, in Long Beach to be specific, and there's cars sitting on these boats that can't undock because there's nowhere to put them. I mean, it's bad. Okay. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on. One of the U.S.'s largest exporter of goods, so to speak, they had laid off people. They had laid off 10% of their people just last month. They're laying off 7 to 10,000 more people announced just today, and they're starting that this week. So they just did what's called voluntary layoffs. If you've never worked in the corporate world, they've done voluntary layoffs at first, and now they're doing the involuntary layoffs. And basically they're getting rid of about 35% of their staff, which is pretty huge, because they are the largest U.S. exporter that we have in the United States. They export the largest amount of goods, so that's pretty huge. See, I know someone in the Valley who works for a large company. The stock is on the rise, and they are laying off at the same time due to the forecasted downturn. Yeah, yeah. I mean that's yeah. And it's gonna get worse. It's not they're not the only company. That's just here in Arizona. There's other companies and places all throughout the world, really. So this is really going to be unprecedented. It really is. And what people don't understand is this is how unprecedented it is, okay? And this is some really geeky stuff, and I only know this because I look into this stuff all the time, okay? So we've only spent, just here in America, we've spent $4.2 trillion in total for all of our wars, right? World War One, World War Two, Korean War, you name it. All the wars combined equaled out to about $4.2 trillion as of 2017, right? We spent $2 trillion just on the first stimulus package alone. And they're trying to run through another 3 trillion. So that should tell you a lot about how unprecedented this is. But again, it's not all doom and gloom if you do the things that you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to focus. Right now, you need to be focusing on getting your skills up, getting your business up, getting your business started. These are the things that you need to focus on. Yes, things are bad. Let's not fake the funk here. It's bad, but you need to work on skilling up. There's no way around it. You don't want to get left out here with, you don't want to get left behind out here. You really don't, because it's going to be bad. The reason why these economies all around the country opened up in the first place is because they're broke. Unemployment is about to run out. They've never anticipated this high of unemployment this quickly. Nobody's ever been prepared for something like this, right? But you can do your best to prepare for something like this so that you come out on top. That's the goal. Because there is plenty of opportunity out here. There's a lot of people that I know that code. They don't just do web development. They do different types of programming. If you worked on for instance, as an example, if you work on the back end, everybody and their mother likes to work on the front end because it's pretty. Back end is extremely boring. And this is really geeky stuff for those of you that don't know anything about computers. Working on the back end is not pretty, it's not fun, but it does not change, and it makes you money. And a lot of the people that are taking care of the data side, not the pretty side, the people that are taking care of the data side are the ones that are still being employed. The people that make stuff look pretty are the ones that are getting laid off. Okay, so take that for what it is. And the ones that are still sticking around, that does the pretty stuff up front on, all the pretty stuff you see on a website, it's because they're being made to do a lot more, or they've taken it upon themselves to do more and be skilled up in more areas of of computer programming than their counterpart. So again, these are the things that you need to be thinking about as we tread along in this economy as it stands right now, so that you can be prepared in the next coming weeks and months. So all right. So I'm not really seeing anybody else contributing to the stream, but I do appreciate everybody here that is contributing to the stream. Let me do a quick promotion really quickly before we sign off. Again, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do this live stream. We talk about the economic topics of the day, my commentary on what's taking place, solutions for current and future entrepreneurs, and what they can do now and tomorrow. Also, be sure to please check us out on Saturdays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we are doing the Mindset series, the Mindset Decoded. Last week, we talked about the conscious and the subconscious mind and how those two things work together. This week, we're going to be talking about attitude and why that is important when it comes to your mindset and changing your mindset. Also, please do me a favor, go over to the Facebook page, give it a like, interact with the Facebook page where you can network, meet, connect with future and current entrepreneurs looking to take themselves to the next level. Networking is extremely important in the world of entrepreneurship. It's not always about what you know, it's about who you know. Come to the Hustle Decoded, man. Let's make it happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor if you have not had the opportunity. Please, please, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't had the opportunity. Hit the comments later. Let me know if this was something that was interesting to you. Did it give you something to think about? You name it. If you haven't had an opportunity, go to the previous videos that I have. I do have a video out there, part 2 of how to be more productive during a time like this. Be sure to check that out. Check out part 1 as well of how to be more productive during this time. Those things are going to be extremely helpful for you in terms of getting you ready to focus. And then what we're going to be talking about going into the weekend is vision boards and things of that nature. So you can start setting goals for yourself going into these next few months, so you guys can be prepped, man. 2021 should be an awesome year for a lot of us if we do the things that we're supposed to do right now. We're doing the things that other people are not doing, and that's important. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining the live stream this Wednesday. Hopefully I see you guys next week. With that, I am signing off.
This is the Hustle Decoded.
Hustle Decoded.
Go. Hustle Decoded. Go. This is the Hustle Decoded. Hustle Decoded.
Hustle Decoded.
Hustle Decoded.